was the kind of morning that wrapped itself in fog and regret. Not cold exactly, but heavy. Like the air itself knew something the people didn't. They say silence is empty, but what if it's the only place loud enough to hear God speak? Meet Elias Stone, an ex-preacher who thought grace had passed him by long ago. Little did he know it was waiting on an old wooden porch, quiet as dawn, warm mug in hand, old regrets whispering louder than the morning breeze. Maybe you've felt that hush too, right before your heart cracks open. And here's Pixie. The shy ones always feel it first. She used to shadow Elias's daughter, but now she's never far from Elias. She didn't need words to know his heart was heavy. A soft paw crossed the threshold. Little hearts always step first, don't they? Maybe you've been waiting for someone gentle enough to step into your quiet. Then Daisy followed. His wife's best friend, now Elias's. Loyal, bright, unbothered by old shadows. Sometimes family tiptoes on 4 small feet. She sat close to Pixie as if to say, "We're staying, even for the hard days." Maybe grace curls closer than you ever expected. Then a rumble on the gravel road. Enter Jeanna, a former Marine, PTSD and combat boots, built like someone who learned to survive by never leaning on anyone. She popped the hood, kicked the tire, muttered something about old engines and bad karma. Elias watched from the porch. He didn't move, didn't offer help, didn't need to. Elias remembered when she first moved into the house just up the road from his. She kept to herself for the most part, friendly and eager to help when asked, but independent and quiet. Everyone in town liked her, but knew little about her life before moving here. He couldn't help thinking of his own daughter as he watched her looking under the hood of her broken-down truck. And here's Duke, once a military bomb-sniffing dog, who may have failed the training in that area, but finds that he was better suited and maybe always meant to be Jeanna's companion dog. Smart, alert, friendly and lovable, he is always by her side. He speeds toward old hurts, certain they could be healed with a single nudge. Loyalty sits right at your feet. Sometimes it looks you dead in the eye, waiting for you to breathe again. Jeanna, with hesitation in her stride, crossed the invisible line between driveway and healing. "Sorry," she said with slight exasperation and a quick smile. "He's usually not like this." Elias shrugged. "Well, the coffee's hot. Come on in, sit a spell." A quiet kitchen. 2 people. Too many ghosts. They didn't speak for 6 minutes and 27 seconds. Yes, he counted. That's what ex-preachers do when they stop praying out loud. She reached into her pocket, then slid a weathered photo across the table. Sometimes we pass pieces of ourselves to strangers, hoping they'll handle them gently. Hands brushed over fragile paper. Small touch. Big tremor. "My friend," she said. "I saw her die. Bombed in Iraq." He inhaled. Deep. Slow. Not because of the words, but because he remembered the exact moment he stopped believing God listened to cries like that. Jeanna flinched as the memory flashed back in her mind. For a brief moment, she was there again, seeing the car explode in front of her, wanting desperately to run up to the charred husk the bombing had left behind, knowing there was no chance that Sharon was alive. Sharon had been her best friend since boot camp. Now she was gone. Later, after they sat quietly for a while, he finally spoke, his voice breaking as he confessed. Funny how guilt shouts for years until you finally whisper it out loud. And there, in the unraveling, is usually where mercy waits. "I was drunk," he said, "and just like that, my daughter, my wife, I was driving." Jeanna didn't flinch, didn't judge. She just stared at the same empty spot on the table he did. He saw the scene clearly in his mind. It never seemed to fade. The crumpled car, his wife's body being put into the ambulance, his eyes glistening as he shut them tight, fending off the crippling sorrow. Pixie down low under the table, looking up. Legs, chairs, and soft words drifting above. Even the low places get to witness grace. Daisy edged closer to Jeanna, testing trust the way only dogs can. A hand lowered, scratched soft ears. When grace reaches first, don't pull away. Sometimes, it's the clink of 2 coffee mugs touching, the soft thump of a tail on hardwood, the long exhale of 2 people who finally stop pretending they're okay. That day, no one was saved in a flash of light. No dramatic altar calls, just two broken people realizing the quiet was safer than the noise they used to chase. Later, by the fire, tangled fur, warm bellies, hearts beating slowly. Sometimes family is made right on top of old scars. His eyes softened, lines eased. Funny how forgiveness sneaks through tiny cracks. A faint reflection in the window. Old pain, new mercy sharing the same glass. Maybe that's the miracle no one ever puts on a t-shirt. Because sometimes grace doesn't come loud. It comes through the quiet kind. And when it does, you'd better be listening. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18. Welcome to Footnotes of Grace, where ordinary struggles find extraordinary grace, 5 lives finding quiet hope side by side. Their gentle journey begins.